Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Margaret. Last time we talked about rainfall and how it produces lightning and thunder. However, we didn't talk about rainfall and how it is formed. So that brings us to today's topic, and it's titled water cycle, which means rain formation. So what is water cycle? The water cycle, also known as the hydrological cycle, is the continuous movement or circulation of water within the Earth's atmosphere. This large percentage of water on Earth can be found in oceans, rivers, lakes, glaciers, and reservoirs. They are called the water bodies or groundwater. So what does this mean? This simply tells us that water moves around the Earth. It moves around the Earth in a circular form to produce rain. So one can ask, where does this water come from? It comes from the water bodies, such as the rivers, the lakes, and the seas, etc. So how come it produces rain when the rain comes from the sky and the water bodies are below the earth? Well, that takes us to the processes of water cycle. Now, what are the processes of water cycle? When the sun hits these water bodies, the liquid water changes to gas, and because the gas is light, it rises up to the sky. So the process whereby the gas rises up to the sky is called evaporation. So when it gets to the sky, because of the cool temperature of the sky, it condenses this water vapor to form clouds with tiny droplets of water. So this process is called condensation. That is the process whereby the gas or the water vapor changes to liquid. It's called condensation. So when this happens, the wind carries the clouds to different directions, thereby increasing the size of the water droplets. So when the clouds gets saturated, they can no longer take any more water. What does it do? The water falls down to the earth. So the process whereby the water falls down to the earth is called what? Precipitation. So this precipitation can come in different forms. It can come as rain, snow, fog. It all depends on your region. We all know that in the foreign countries, it snows. While here in Nigeria, it is rain. So now, back to what we are talking about. This rain comes and it collects back into the lakes, the rivers, and the streams. This process is called runoff. While some of them soaks into the ground, and this is called infiltration. Now, we also have the plants. Do you know that they contribute to the water cycle? How? The plants has leaves, and in these leaves are water. So this water, when they are heated by the sun, they also form gas and water vapor, which evaporates into the sky. So this process is called what? Transpiration. The process whereby plants lose water as in form of water vapor to the sky is called transpiration. Now, let's take a look at the notes. Processes of water cycle. The water circulates from these groundwaters within the atmosphere through physical processes such as evaporation, condensation, precipitation, infiltration, surface runoff, and transpiration, thereby undergoing different forms: vapor, liquid, and solid. By evaporation, water vapor rises up in the sky due to the sun's heat. Plants also lose water as vapor to the atmosphere through a process called transpiration. The gas condenses and turns to liquid. We call this condensation. When the clouds get saturated, the water falls down to earth as rain, known as precipitation. Precipitation includes rain, snow, which is the solid water, fog, hail, etc. Some of the rain which falls as precipitation collects back into the lakes, rivers, streams, and oceans as runoff, while some soaks into the ground and is called infiltration. So this cycle repeats itself. When the sun comes out and hits the lakes again, the process continues. That is what we call water cycle. Now let's take a look at this picture. In this picture, you can see the oceans, the streams, the rivers and lakes and the glaciers. So what happens in this picture? You can see the sun here. These are the water bodies. So when the sun hits the water bodies, the liquid changes to what? Gas, which then evaporates. Look at how it evaporates into the sky, thereby forming clouds. These are the clouds. It forms clouds with tiny droplets. The tiny droplets of water are hidden inside the clouds. So when this happens, that's condensation. So when this happens, when the clouds get saturated, that it can no longer take more water, it then pours the water down to the earth. You can see what is happening here. This is called what? Precipitation. So this can come in form of rain or here in form of snow. So when it falls down to the earth, it recollects back into these streams, into these water bodies, which we call the runoff, and some soaks into this ground, which is known as the infiltration. Now you can see these plants. These plants lose water to the sky or to the atmosphere. The process is known as transpiration. So that's all about the water cycle in that picture. Now you can take a look at the different water bodies. This is the lake. This is it. And then this is the sea. You can see the sea lives inside it. This is the sea. Then this is the river. Now that brings us to an experiment. I have a very good experiment for us. Step 1. Fill a bowl with hot water. You get a bowl, fill it up with hot water, you add salt, add food coloring. Now the salt makes the hot water represent the lakes and the rivers and the oceans, while the food coloring represents the depths inside these water bodies. Then the second part, you get another empty bowl and cover it. Get another empty bowl, use it to cover this hot water, this bowl that is filled with hot water. When you cover it, then place ice cubes on top of the empty bowl. Then leave it for 10 minutes. When you come back, you observe what happens. You find out that there will be water dripping down from the bowl. Now, to explain this, the water filled with hot water and the salt represents the water bodies, while the food coloring are the depths inside the water bodies. So the bowl you use for the cover to cover this thing represents the clouds which forms in the sky, and then the ice cubes represents the cool temperature of the sky. So due to the cool temperature of this bowl which forms the clouds, the water vapour that comes out from the bowl condenses, and when it saturates the bowl, it drips down in form of rain. And that is how it is all done. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.